Heyo! My name is Sarah, and today's book review is on Blood Fury by J.R. Ward, third book in the Black Dagger Legacy series. I'm like, come on, people, y'all know me. Like, I was not gonna review this book. Like I said, it's the third book in the series. The main couples are Saxton and Ron, and Peyton and Nova. So yeah, 5 out of 5 stars, and that's as much as I can give for non-spoilers because like everything else in the thing is spoilers. The story circles around these two couples. In the end, it comes together very nicely. That I might add, like wow, I didn't know that one, and yeah. That's as far as I can get for non-spoilers, people. I'm sorry. So, if y'all like the BDB world, hurry up and read the Black Dagger Legacy series. The first one is Blood Kiss. The second one is Bloodfowl. And now we have the third one! Yay! And it just came out. So, go and grab it. So, yeah. That's all I can get for non-spoilers. So, bye non-spoilers! Spoilers. So I'll just be doing two couples one at a time, not like a big merge thing. So we'll start off with Peyton and Nova, since basically that's the go-to tagline for this book. So we both know that Peyton and Nova are part of the training program to become brothers in the future. And Peyton is part of the Glimera, and Nova, just your average citizen vampire with secrets of her own, and those secrets are really dark. We do actually get to go more in depth on their family. Like we get to meet Peyton's father, Pathon, who is an absolute asshole, who is part of the Glimera. So who am I kidding? Of course someone like that would be like an asshole compared to, like Paradise's or Alice's fathers, who are kind of understanding. This one is just no. And then we have Nova's family. We mostly get to, we really don't get to see her parents, but we know a lot about her sister Sophie, who is getting married, and not in the traditional vampire ceremony way. She's having a human wedding along with maybe a vampire mating ceremony, because she just wants all of the attention and everything, and she's just mama, it's all about me. Oh look, Nova, look how better I am doing than you are. Seriously, these family members are issues. So we do have a little bit of an action scene. That's because Nova, of course, knows that Peyton is in love with Paradise. And seriously, again, worst communication ever. Peyton and Paradise are alone in a room, and they think they're thinking of the different things. Peyton wants to confess to Paradise, and Paradise thinks that he still has issues with her in the program, and then she says, I know you don't like me being, and then he's like, I'm in love with you, and it's like, oh. And then Craig shows up, like, everything okay here? He's like, yeah, all good. And of course Nova, being Nova, pushes Peyton's buttons, and it's like, you like him, even though y'all are like wanting to tear each other's throats out. So those feelings actually for Paradise, those confused feelings with Peyton, get in the way, because when I say there's a little action scene, we do have a small scene where the trainees are working with the brothers, and they get attacked. They find some lessers and they get attacked, right? Well, Peyton, because Paradise got her own, she knows how to hold herself. Nova's taking care of another lesser, and the one that's coming at Nova, Paradise gets ready to tackle, but then Peyton gets in the middle of it, and it's like, yo, we've already established that, Paradise can take care of herself. I mean, she was number one during the opening ceremony thing, and like, she has a male of her own, and you protected her like she couldn't defend herself. And Fury, who's there, is basically getting all furious. He's like, what the hell was that? We have protocols for this kind of crap. And blah, 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 blah. the one that Nova took down. It was using its head like a piñata. It got a dagger and stabbed her. I'm like, she's gonna be okay, right? I mean, like, we still got, like, the first part of the book. We still got, like, a whole thing left. And, of course, Peyton blames himself for that. I'm like, okay, I have to agree with Nova when she says it's also her fault for not getting rid of it, but it's like, oh. And of course, Raish pats him down and stuff like. And Peyton's like, "Am I under arrest?" Like, no, you kind of look suicidal right now. It's like, I can understand that. What I loved so much, like, even though we didn't see Lassiter at all, which I am highly disappointed about, we get Manny. I'm like, we get a lot of scenes with Manny because he's taking care of Nova after, they go through surgery and everything. He's being a smart ass self. It's like, oh, I love you so much. I can see where the cockiness in Rath's family comes from. It's like, we have Rath, who's cocky because he does a lot of liners with Saxton. Of course, we have Butch, who's cocky as well. And now we have Manny, which I just fell in love with all over again because he was playing the doctor card on Nova so much with that sarcasm. It's like, oh, I love y'all guys so much. The guy carrying Rath's jeans, please stop going around and making more bastards. Please, 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 because we need to stop that. While Nova's downstairs, we do get a little teaser of Assail, who's still screaming down there. I'm like, oh my god. I can't wait for the next book for the BDB to come out. It's like, oh my god. So, Peyton's douche of a father, who, of course, has no respect for his son or anything, is going to try to put some good use to his son, right? Because the Glimmer are with their arranged marriages. Because Peyton's like, I don't want to do that. He doesn't tell him this, but he actually has, like, feelings for Nova. And he's, like, completely worried about her and everything. And then his father comes up with this arranged marriage. And even when he meets the girl, Romina, she doesn't want to do it, but she figures for Peyton because he's the one getting sold out, not the female. So I'm like, we do get some scenes with Peyton and Nova because, she's drinking more of his blood and she's actually healing better. I'm like, okay, so I guess the high aristocratic vampires have better blood because she doesn't have her scar anymore. But she is so on edge about trusting people because of the dark past that she has, because apparently Sophie, the person she's getting engaged to, is Nova's ex-boyfriend, and something like not even the Oscar knew about. It's like the reason why Nova is so not willing to trust people. Her trust is like not at a good par. So like whenever she has feelings for Peyton, she's worried that something might happen that resulted with the same thing with Oscar. I'm like, because here's Peyton being his sassy self, trying to make jokes and everything, and Nova's starting to open up just a bit and everything, and like she just skirts back away. And she does after healing and stuff because her parents and her sister don't even know that she got hurt, like seriously injured training. So her sister, who made Nova her bridesmaid, and like the whole vampire society is like, what in the world do you call these things? I'm like with them on this. Nova goes to the bachelorette party, which makes me want to go, ugh! Like Barbie threw up all over this place. It's like, and Oscar is there, and of course Sophie, being the little bitch she is, puts Nova all the way at the end of the table and is rubbing it on Nova's face. I'm like, I am gonna rub your face all over that cake. Come on, Nova, let's get out of here. But Peyton shows up, saves the day, and I'm like, Nova was dying. I was dying when he's called like Oscar. Like, isn't that a dog's name? I'm like, oh my god. So Romina warns Peyton about this, that her father and his father are gonna go try to talk to Rath, get the whole binding seal thing going on. And right before Peyton has a chance to deal with this, him and Nova hook up at his place because, they're getting closer. They're getting more lovey-dovey. Some people are starting to sense it, even Paradise. And, Nova's like, are you cool with that? She's like, no, I'm cool with that. So, tell me things. So, they're getting closer to that relationship, but then Nova runs into Peyton's father. And, oh my god. He accused her of being a prostitute, or not that, a gold digger. And he's like, oh, by the way, my son's getting married in a week or so, so goodbye. That trust that Nova was about to give Peyton. And that's just the same night that Peyton goes to talk to Saxton to see if he can stop this whole arranged marriage fiasco. Which does, and he's worried because Nova doesn't show up for training, and he goes to check on her, and she just blows up on his face and basically compares him to Oscar. I'm like, oh my god. I'm gonna go kill Peyton's father, people. I'm gonna go kill him right now. And it's like, Peyton just completely shuts down, and he leaves her alone and everything. And I'm like, oh my god. But a few days later, and she realizes that he was right, that she didn't give him a chance to explain himself. And she goes to his place, okay, I'm gonna let him do his side of the story. I don't know if I'll trust him or anything, but she does feel sad and everything, and she does know how much she did care for Peyton. And then she goes there and it's a U-Haul. It's Peyton's moving out. Okay, seriously, Nova lives in a questionable apartment. Craig lives in a questionable apartment. Axe has a very questionable house unless he put them paychecks to good use. And now Peyton's moving out. Seriously, y'all can't tell me the trainees can't put together their money and afford their own place to themselves. Hello, roommates? Seriously? It's Nova goes there, says her piece, saying, because what I said about the bad past about herself, she tells Peyton about that, and she tells him what she just did. And then, she finally opens herself, and she even says she had this fury inside of her that she could never get control of. And, and Peyton, says, so, can my love seat and my clothes fit in your place? And she's like, what? Seriously, the female that I love is saying that she loves me and I'm going to move to someone else's place to see until I can get my own place? Seriously, why don't I just move into your place? It's problem solved. Now, while y'all lovebirds are taking care of that and seeing what can't go into Nova's place, I'm going to go burn your sire's estate. Everything can be solved with fire. But it's then the brothers will get on my ass saying, really? Could you seriously do that? And I'll be no. You don't have any proof. So, yeah. And how their story ties up at the end with our other couple is about to be seen. So, we have Saxton and Ron, which I would I hope his name is Ron. And I'm hashtag son! Every time someone asks me how this book was going, the slight mention of that, I just start crying. Seriously. Someone asks, so how's your book going? And I'm just I'm getting a truckload of tissues. Oh my god. Are you seriously crying? Yes. And it was so early in the morning for that drama. Saxton, who is Rath's lawyer, is still coming around the Brotherhood's mansion, and he's very depressed and everything, especially when he sees Blay and Quinn with the young. We didn't see Layla or Core or the Bastards because this is a spin-off series, so some things might come over and some might not transfer. But yeah, we just we mostly saw Quinn and Blay because they helped out a lot in this. And so Saxton is actually debating whether or not to leave Caldwell. I'm I get it, your ex is around a lot, but really, you don't need to leave. And then he's also questioning himself. about Biddy's Uncle Run because he notices things that no one does knows about Run. It's like, when he's at the table eating, how uncomfortable he is, how precise and everything he is. I'm like, oh, baby. And then when we get to his point of view, and he's like worried what everyone is thinking about him, especially when Wrath is like looking over at him without actually seeing and stuff. Like, it's okay. It's okay. Nothing is your fault because he thinks of leaving too. I'm like, getting his own place in Caldwell, being away from everyone except when he comes to see Biddy, getting his own job because he feels completely useless since all the dogging are taking care of everything. My biggest thing was to lock them up in a room and let them solve their situation out. But thankfully, Wrath does because he assigns Run as Saxon's bodyguard because apparently there's some humans harassing an old female that lives by herself to get her house and land to do some development. I'm like, okay, Wrath, you got this. You got this. And that's where we meet Minnie. She's an old vampire that lives by herself. Her Heldren just passed away 2 years ago, and her granddaughter is worried about her. And it's like, it has a cute little house and everything. Ron notices things that could be fixed. Saxon's already getting the legal things going on. But then we find out that the humans are planting little cameras around and shooting out her windows. I'm like, do y'all need some help taking care of these people in the, daylight stuff? And so, Saxon's actually recognizing more things about Ron and all these cute little details, but Saxon's worried that Saxton is like judging him because like he can't read or write. He couldn't even say his own name to give away his rights to Biddy. I'm like, oh. And when he's thinking about all this, he's pressing weights. Thank God Manny was there because he slips and it falls on him and it's like, oh my God, help! Help! But we do see more of a bond with Rage and Run because Rage even says he thinks of him as a son because we see him a lot with when Run is concerned, especially with this scene because, Run had like a very, very messed up past that he admits to Saxon. Eventually, the brothers knew about this because they had to go down to South Carolina and get information on him. And it's like, oh my God. That explains why he's so nervous about making impressions. Why, when he was meeting Minnie for the first time, he was staying by the door, and Saxon's like, you can come over here, and everything. And we find out that why he always wants to have a shirt on, because when Manny wants to check him, he's like, God damn it. Whenever they gasp, seeing what's on his back, I was like, when I found out what they were, I was like, oh my God. So, like, Nova had a terrible past. Run had a terrible past. And we get to see like a full display because eventually, Run admits that he does care about, Saxton. He doesn't understand these feelings because he doesn't know that if he's gay or not, and Saxton admitted that he was like, do you want to kiss me just to see how it feels? I'm like, kiss, kiss, kiss. And they do. And it goes so well. And then Wrath calls. I'm like, I'm getting like you in the closet, Wrath. I'm getting like you in the closet because how dare you? But Run is more open to Saxton and they go have dinner together. I'm like, oh, this night is so perfect. And then the humans like harassing Minnie show up and try to scare them off. I'm like, the way how Run just changes, I'm like, this is not good for them. Because Run not only beats the living daylights out of these humans, he's about to kill one when V and Rage show up. I'm like, ooh. When I said I was going to take care of them, I'm good. It's like Rage even tries to calm him down and like, Ron just shifted from his docile self to where he completely closes off his entire emotions himself and he's just like a killing machine. And B is like, we can't do all this talking crap and everything, we gotta get him off because he's almost about to snap this human's neck. And then he like didn't want Saxon to see that part of him, and he was so scared. And it's like he does tell Saxon about his past and everything. And I was like, Nova telling Peyton her past was heartbreaking. Ron telling Saxton his past. That makes me want to put down the book and take a breather, because what happened to him? Wow. So it's like Saxon accepts everything of Ron. They admit they have feelings for each other. And I'm like thinking, we get happily ever after. Saxon's not going to move out. They've been staying at Minnie's house because they feared it would be worse for her, considering how aggressive the humans were. So Ron and Saxon are there. Oh my god. When Minnie shows up, I mean, like, Saxton is like, he sees Ron underneath, seeing him fixing the sink. He's like, wow, my fantasies have come true. And Ron is like, oh, you're back, after hitting his head and stuff. Like, we had this whole issue where, like, they're falling all over the place and the water goes all over, and Minnie shows up. She's like, oh, I remember these days when I would help my Haldren check all this stuff. And she's like, just all cute and everything. It's like, y'all two love each other. And like, I can tell when there's love, and I'm so glad y'all found love. It's like, remember how I said, like, when I did my Chosen book review, how the females now scared the living crap out of me, how Layla was going like over her young when Quinn was trying to take him away. Wow. I don't think I remember seeing an Avenge happen, because when Saxton gets back to the cottage, Ron has his throat cut. He's dying. He's bleeding. He's holding onto one of Saxton's sweaters to have something of him when he's dying. And it's like, those sons of bitches, those humans came back and attacked Ron. Blaze there, taking care of Saxton. Jane and Manny are there saying, we gotta get him out of here. We gotta get him in surgery stat. Fee takes care of the security, and we find out the humans are. And V, Quinn, and Blake know exactly what needs to be done, even though Saxton doesn't say anything. They know, because even Wrath figures out that he figured out late that Saxton and Ron were together, and he understands what it is for a male to have his female or partner attacked and wounded in such a way. He's like, if I had known, I wouldn't have put y'all two together. And Ron is like, Saxon's like, we didn't know until too late. I was like, even Wrath figured that out. He's like, he feels the mistake as well, but we know that an Avenge is in the air. And for people who don't know what an Avenge is, J.R. Ward has, thankfully, the dictionary, so I can read to you what an Avenge is. An act of mortal retribution carried out typically by a male loved one. V, Quinn, and Blake get the guys that attacked Ron. They take them to the audience house, and there's plastic all over the floor. And I'm like, okay, Saxton's composed. He can take care of this and stuff. And Fee holds the guy's head back, and Saxton does a quick and then when all the humans are freaking out, he does this again for the other one with more finesse to it. And when he gets to the last guy, I'm like, okay, don't mess with the female with her young, and don't mess with the male with his loved one, because Saxton licks the blade with his teeth showing. He slowly puts it into the guy's throat, saying the wrong that he did to him. He takes the knife out, the dagger out, and he bites into the guy's throat all the way to the bone, and just like, but the blood squirting everywhere. I'm like, oh. mess with any loved ones that have other loved ones that can kill you in a heartbeat like that. So yeah, Run is awake. Saxon avenged them, and they get their happily ever after. And what I mean by that is like how the story ties in at the very end. Well, apparently, Minnie shows up to the wedding because Saxon and Run show up as support, finding out that Minnie's so-and-so grandson is getting married. And she shows up to tell Saxon, and Run's like thinking, I've been, after seeing y'all and stuff, I would like to sell my house. And Saxon is like, okay, I'll give up the papers. No, I want to sell it to y'all. And Ron was OMG over how much he loved the house and how sad he was of moving out. And then Saxon's like, are you sure? Well, next term, Ron is like, yeah, we're so sure. And then May's like, don't worry, we'll discuss the prices and everything. And then we find out that Minnie's grandson is Oscar. So guess who showed up to sit next to Peyton? Who gets to sit next to Saxon and Ron on the bench? Oh, I said correct. Pew. Because Saxon made a big thing what are these things called? Nova and Saxon are there, and since Nova's been kicked off the bridal shower, the everything important to the bride, she still has to go, but she shows up with Peyton, who she made promise not to do anything evil to Oscar, because I just want to punch him in the face. And then Saxon's like, is that a human custom? Yes, it is. No, it's not. And then Nova turns over and she's like, so how are y'all guys doing? Run, we just bought a house. And Nova's like, all right. Seriously, for those of you who've already read this, please tell me we bought a zoo didn't run through your mind, because it did. So yeah, the four of them show up to the wedding, and they watch as Nova's sister Sophie walks down the aisle. Well, and everything. Peyton and Nova get their happily ever after. Saxon and Ron get their happily ever after with their house. I'm like, yay! If I had shown up there, they'd be like, I would have crashed with Lassiter. He is a licensed priest, whatever. And 1 second. Yeah, he is licensed. He married Beth and Wrath together, and I was showed up with him wearing his Elvis outfit self, where he raised his arms to make the rainbow wings. And all the same, when people are telling me, Sarah, put the snake away. But I rented it just for this occasion, because I do not like Sophie, and I do not like Oscar. And I'm all for, I'll be like, Peyton, I got you, because he said, I knew I forgot the blowhorn. He just wanted to ruin the day. And I'm like, I'm all cool with that, man. I'm all cool with that. So, that was Blood Fury by J.R. Ward. Peyton and Nova and Saxon and Run, which I like to call hashtag Team Run, son. Ah! Please let his name be Run and not Ruin. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that was the third book in the BDL series. I do not know who's gonna be the next book. I hope it's Boone, because we really don't know about him. He's like that shady character that lives in the shadows, and we know he's there, but we really don't know anything about him. So I'm like, what is he like? What's his past and everything? Because apparently we had some messed up pasts in here, and Sarah, you didn't elaborate on the pasts. Well, that's major spoilers as to how it made Nova and Run. So I do not want to give that up. For those of you who want to know, pick up the book and read it, and you'll be like, oh. So yeah, and if Boone's the next book, I wonder which couple is next. I'm like, we had Butch and Marissa, we had Mary and Rage, and we have Saxton and Run. Who is next? I don't know. But yeah, 5 out of 5 stars. Blood Fury by J.R. Ward from the Black Dagger Legacy series. And for those of you who's done what I did and read it super fast, do not worry. The Thief, the next book in the BDB world, in the BDB series, is coming out real soon, so we don't have to wait that long. So, yeah. My name is Sarah, and bye!